I don't want to retire in America.
Oh, this is definitely Carrie.
No, but I don't. I think that's everyone, Brad.
It's not me, and I probably would want to retire in America, but it makes sense economically, right?
To
Jamel.
not retire.
To not retire.
Jamel.
See, look at you copying me.
I knew it was her because she always says that.
Playbook right out of your hand.
Do you have somewhere specific in mind?
Oh, I have about 10 places in mind.
Okay.
I mean, the thing is, like, economically, with the way things are headed, it just kind of doesn't make sense anymore to retire here. And it's tough because you don't want to feel like a colonizer in somebody else's land, because when Americans go places and we throwing money around, it really upsets the local economy. But the more that I hear about friends of mine who have started to build houses in other places, the more I'm just like, I don't know that I necessarily want to retire here. It's like I was meant to live on a beach.
Your dollar will go so much further.
And the dollar will
As long
go
as they
further.
have good health care.
Yeah.
Because that's the
other thing.
downside.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, there are some beautiful places in the world where you're on your own if something goes wrong.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't want to be 80 years old and you need a hospital and
Wait.
you're like, is there
You want to know something bad about that I'll confess? But this actually is a crazy story. I'm in Spain, I'm in Madrid. I accidentally overdosed on laxatives.
You accidentally overdosed on laxatives?
My
Yes.
God, there's
And
a
that's
story
not
there.
the
I was about to say, that's a
That's
confession
not the story.
and an obsession.
So the super short version of that is I'm staying with my aunt. She has a little cousins, and they have chocolate bars that have laxatives for the kid. I think it's just a chocolate bar because there's some like dietary stomach issue for the
It
child.
didn't taste chewy to you?
No, it's a chocolate bar. It wasn't labeled. I scarfed the whole thing at midnight. I get waking up. She's shaking me saying, "Did you eat that chocolate bar? We got to go to the emergency room right now." But so the long story is, I'm 19. I'm broke. I'm in Spain. They have a government healthcare system. They actually eventually figure out they have to give me a bill. I just went back to America and I never paid it.
Wait, but was it good health care?
I mean, it was fine. I didn't know what they were saying,
It was
but
good enough to
you're
save your
alive.
life.
I survived.
Did they pump your
Dang.
stomach? What did they do?
They honestly didn't really do anything. They weren't that worried. I just had a very rough night in the
okay.
bathroom.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like laxatives won't kill you.
Yeah.
You'll be
You just
fine.
never know. I mean,
Yeah.
I just didn't know.
Drink
so
some water.
We
Yeah.
panicked a little bit. But I ate the whole
Rub
bar,
some
and the
tussin
serving
on it.
size was
It'll be
one
fine.
square.
Oh,
So-
wow.
I mean, I do think that there is going to be increasingly, now that the Gen Xers are getting older and all that, the baby boomers are finally, doing what they're doing. They have so much money,
Mhm.
and they're just going to be flooding the rest of the world
Correct.
with that money.
I agree.
So it's
quickly
not
say
gonna
that,
be,
like Africa might
know.
be off limits. Like everybody's
Oh,
talking.
no.
I'm just saying it's like Shaguna Dulo is not my stage name. Like I'm really from Nigeria, and like everyone's like, I'm
Wait
gonna go
a
to
second.
Ghana. I'm gonna build a house. and
the
like,
number of people I
thoughts.
know moving to South Africa right
Yeah,
now,
it's pretty.
it's
Really?
black people
Yeah.
moving to South Africa is a lot.
I would just say pump the brakes. Like if you're gonna go, to Jamel's point about being a colonizer, learn the culture.
Yeah.
Learn some all of the things that Americans like.
Don't come over there and try to Americanize.
Yeah, don't. Like
Yeah,
where's the cheeseburger? Like, yo,
Yeah.
they don't like
Yeah.
nah.
Adjust to the
Absorb
culture.
antelope. Like
Yeah.
understand that it's gonna be good. Like
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
don't go
Yeah.
to these countries expecting them to be home or try to bring aspect. Like the whole part of it is to embrace the culture.
But that's what I actually love about the idea of not living or not retiring in the States is to
Embrace new culture.
yes.
That's true
Okay.
because you don't like Paris. She's the only
I
person I
don't.
know in the
What?
world.
Oh, I
doesn't-
don't like Paris.
Whoa.
I don't like Paris.
Who doesn't like
I mean,
baguettes
I
and
wouldn't
butter and
retire in
jam?
Paris, but
Champagne.
I love Paris. It's
You don't like cheese?
a perfect
I know I
city.
love
bread,
cheese, but I'm not a big
wine.
sweets person, and so and the bread doesn't do anything for me. And I think I don't know that I love French food. Like
They
French
also
food
don't
is too
exactly make you feel welcome as an American
No.
in
Because
Paris.
you don't speak the language. If you speak
Yeah.
French, they will embrace
Parlez-vous
you.
français?
Yeah, but also that's the
Listen.
thing about Paris is that
Poquito, and I was just going to
that's the
Different
wrong language.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the wrong language. I mean, the thing about Paris is that they don't care whether you like it or not. Like,
Right.
this is their culture,
Yeah.
and you need to just be a part of it. If you don't like the food, then you can just get out.
Yeah, and I
So-
feel that. I definitely feel
But
that.
where would you go? What's at the top of your
So,
list?
well, Portugal, Costa Rica.
Costa Rica's great.
Costa Rica's
Okay.
great.
Yeah, it is great.
Portugal is nice and cheap.
It is nice
yeah.
and cheap, but they also have a huge expat community.
Yeah.
Too many
Um,
hills.
I know it is a lot of walking. Like
Yeah.
you ain't gotta worry about getting fat there.
Yeah,
So
let
like
me tell you,
that's for
that's
We're
sure.
in New York. Like there's
No,
walking
but it's
everywhere in New
different.
York.
No, they have
Different.
hills.
Everything
like,
is going
everything is
upward.
up.
It's just-
Yeah.
Oh
Very
my.
true.
Okay. Wow.
Definitely, I would say South Africa, Cape Town in particular, is on the list. The only thing is, like, I also am a weather person, so it's like I'm not really trying to be cold.
Right.
And
It
even
needs to be warm.
It needs to be warm.
Yeah.
Ghana is obviously.
Why see, as a Nigerian,
I'm sorry.
everyone goes Ghana.
I know.
No one ever
I
says
know. But I'll
Nigeria.
look into Nigeria. Trust
Okay,
me. It's
I'm
like
just
it's
saying. We would love you.
What
Okay.
about the
Nigeria.
stereotypes about that?
Oh boy.
Let me stop.
Which one?
I'll
Which
try
one?
one out.
That were highly educated,
Why
that
do
were
you
friendly
think-
people,
why
that
do
our
you think
jollof
people
rice
don't
is the
wanna go
best.
to Nigeria?
Ooh.
God. All right, I got another confession here. Activists are full of crap.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't
Is
say
that-
that. No, it's not mine. I'm like, yes.
I was like, I would have guessed that would be you.
I actually,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's actually not mine.
It's
Oh,
not
okay.
yours.
Okay.
But I agree.
Uh-huh.
Yes, that's me.
That's you.
I believe activists. Listen. I confess. I really truly believe activists are full of crap. You can take it
Current or historic?
historical and current. Like
Really?
all of the pro-black leaders that were married to white women. Like right, we all got quiet real quick, right?
Well, because it's
Instead
not-
laugh,
it's not a long
hold on.
list.
No, but hold on,
It's
hold
not a
on.
long
Name.
list.
Okay.
Who are you talking
Oh,
about?
Harry Belafonte.
don't-
Pops
okay.
pops to mind. But before
I
we
think
even
Frederick
get,
Douglass was, right?
Yeah.
I mean, look, we can go on like all of them who did that, but I'm talking even about these kids on the school campuses who were begging universities to divest of all of this interest while on cell phones made with slave labor in China and rare earth minerals mined with slave labor in
So
the
you're
Congo.
saying that everyone's compromised.
I'm talking about everybody is a fraud. I'm saying that all of this standing on a soapbox, telling everybody else what they should do and how the world should be while you are living foul is fake.
Well, that's
and I'm
everybody.
tired of it.
It's not just
Yeah, like it's
activists.
not just
everybody.
activists. That's
Because
everybody.
Right, but the
we
activists
live in
are
a
saying
capitalist
No, it's
society.
everybody.
We cannot help but be compromised.
sorry.
Like it's not going to work. So
Unless we want to be primitive, we're not giving up our
exactly.
country.
So is your
Yeah.
solution then we just give up and just say, hey, just let things just be messed up?
No,
People
I'm
don't
saying
like
that you can be
Elon Musk, but
virtuous
they're
without
still on
virtue
his X.
signaling.
People hate Mark Zuckerberg, and they're still they're on Instagram. All the different things. All of us here use social media, and we're supposed to quote unquote don't like these people. Like everybody is a hypocrite or a fraud in some
But
capacity.
initially, you seemed to agree.
No, I do agree.
You do.
I'm not disagreeing. I
Actually,
absolutely,
I think
100%
she
agree.
I'm very suspicious of professional activists in
Okay.
general. So somebody who that is their job, because the unfortunate thing is sometimes you have very large organizations or movements that crop up and they're advocating for something and then they get it. And so then they've already built a life for themselves. They built an organization, they built a brand, they built a cause. So it kind of expands and grows and grows and grows. Or they have to keep kind of spinning this narrative about how it's still important, even though it's mostly been solved, and it can become a self-fulfilling prophecy.
I mean, I have a very boring view on this, which is that we need activists in order to be extreme and to push towards something. But the solution is rarely what the activists want.
Mm.
It's usually something in the middle. And I think that actually works really well for us. We need the people on the extremes. We need the Malcolm X. We need the people on the far parts of the spectrum so that we can identify what the middle looks like and get there.
Malcolm and
that's
Martin
the
are
solution.
exempt from my whole statement because I'm a diehard fan of Malcolm and Martin.
Well, no,
My
I mean,
Martin
and
Lee
listen,
was
I'm not,
activist.
and I
like
don't,
literally,
no,
I could give you a long
no, no,
list of
I
people
don't, and
who are
I'm not
not.
saying that. You know,
There's exceptions for every
but
rule.
I don't even.
But they're not exceptions.
But here's the thing.
though.
I would say you could argue that there are inconsistencies with every person
Everybody.
and
I
every
agree.
type of activist.
Yep.
But I'm just saying that like activism requires it requires people to be extreme to some extent, and it requires them to be uncompromising to some extent. It requires them to be a little bit paint with a broad brush.
But when they're
And
caught,
I think that
but when
applies to
they're caught-
Malcolm and Martin and whoever. It applies to everybody. That's part of the job, and I think we need them to do that.
But when they're caught, does it not weaken the movement? When you have the religious leaders caught with pornography
no,
and young children
no.
and all of that.
Well,
and-
that's,
that we
well,
can-
those people I would
When you
not
have-
describe
No,
as
people are still very much
activists.
Catholic.
Those people are just religious
People still
frauds.
very much go to the Catholic Church.
I'll give you a diluted one. When people talk about law and order and you talk about the police, and those same police will say that I'm not like those bad cops, but you know them. So all of these activists know the people within their ranks that do wrong, and they say nothing. They're just as
But
guilty.
they aren't activists.
No. I'm using the police as the bad apple as an example of things that we wouldn't accept. Well, we shouldn't accept it in the religious church. We shouldn't accept, for example, when we have commentary about black women being over-sexualized, right?
But
We have
who-
that
who
commentary,
don't you
but
know
then
that
we
about?
defend Meg Thee Stallion and the stuff that she's doing, and when she's on the stage at the Tony Awards,
So is that
shaking it.
Wait a second. What is that to you?
What-
Defending Meg Thee Stallion, and then we say black women are over-sexualized. Are you saying that's
What I'm saying is that the same women
hypocrisy?
that are saying that black women are over-sexualized should be telling Meg Thee Stallion that you can't have it both ways. The activists in America today or around the world seem to be wanting to have their cake and eat it too, and I feel that it weakens the cause. And I
But that
understand that
is-
nobody is squeaky clean,
I have a
but don't get
problem
on
with
the
that whole
soapbox.
statement in general. Activists are compromised. Yes, they are not necessarily legitimate, but they're not. That's everybody. That's
Yeah.
everybody sitting here right now. Your
Yeah, but not
argument
everybody's
about,
an activist.
No, but it doesn't matter. You stand on a box and you say this, and I'm sure there are things about you that people won't necessarily like about you. I'm just using you as an example. Same for me. I think I believe in what I say and I try to do the right thing, but there are things about me that people would probably say that's not necessarily right.
But I
And
won't
that's just how the world. I know you're perfect.
I wouldn't believe them about you. I wouldn't believe them about you.